Good afternoon. So I just got back to the farm here. It's been a long time since I've recorded a video, but I went to Big Iron, or I had to drop off a wheat sample in Fargo, and stopped at Big Iron quick and checked out some of the stuff that they had on display there, and that was pretty cool. I try to go every year if I can. And now I had to give Grandpa a ride to town, but in the time since the last time I picked up this camera, which it's been a rough summer. It's been long, busy, so many things to do, just been a lot. So I haven't really recorded anything, but we're back right now. So we finished wheat harvest. I took my second and third cutting of hay. So we're done with hay for the year. I blew that equipment off and put it away. I baled 5 acres of straw. That was kind of a struggle. I planted 25 acres of new hay, which is where we're standing. The Ponderosa. So I did a little experiment. When I picked up this drill, I fully intended I was going to disc the ever-living daylights out of, let's see, I think I started somewhere in here, and I just put a 180-degree line down to that swamp. Hold on. Gotta get some parts for the chisel plow. So anyway, I did a little experiment, and so far it's not going bad, but my whole goal behind planting hay around the time that I did was to try and break the weed cycle. And I fully intended on disking the daylights out of this and running over it with a cultivator. Now I did do that down there. There's a strip. I disked the crap out of it. I went over it probably 10 times with the disc. I ended up not being able to plant it because there was sod chunks, and I can't plant into sod chunks. Ooh, we're gonna pull you. But we tried, when I picked up that drill, it was a no-till drill from my Pioneer salesman, and I told him what I was going to do, and he said, you're going into wheat stubble? Yeah. He said, just plant right into the wheat stubble. Huh. So I never thought to try that, so I tried it, and this is what we got going here. So far, there's only one thing I wish I would have changed. See this? There's hardly any straw here, and this row of green is what's growing. Nice amount of grass, nice amount of alfalfa. We come over here, the alfalfa and the grass under this straw is struggling to grow. So common sense says that I should have dropped the straw and baled it and then planted it. So, I mean, I think it'll be fine. We're gonna see what it looks like next spring. You won't really be able to tell this fall. It'll grow. It is growing, and it looks decent. But we won't be able to tell if it's an adequate stand and if it'll be okay until we get to next spring. Right now we could use a rain. We could really use a rain on this right now. It's growing decent, but I'm just afraid that if we don't get a shot of rain, the stuff that's still trying to grow will lose steam and die off. So overall it looks good. The stuff down the road looks better. That stuff we combined last fall. I disked it this summer, and then I cultivated it before I planted it. And that stuff is pretty even. This stuff, it's, you know, it's not even, but it's all there. So hopefully it comes to fruition. It's growing, I can see that. But yeah, just a little experiment. I really wanted, he said that and I was like, well, that'll be, you know, if I could do that. But I think what I'm gonna do, what I would like to do in the future, because I'm planning on planting more hay, not this coming year, but in 2026. So this coming year is 25, the year after is 26. I'm planning on planting another 30 acres of hay down the road. Right now, crop prices aren't great. Hay is one thing that I can do okay on. But yeah, see, like right here, it's just not, there's not much growing. There is in spots, but I figured that at the absolute worst, I have some leftover seed. I'll rent that drill again, and I'll come out here and patch in bare spots, and it won't be a big deal. But anyway, that's kind of, I've been busy doing my full-time job. It's been kind of hectic, but we'll see how this turns out. I'm excited to have a decent amount of hay planted and growing. Turn that off. But yeah, I planted, there's a swamp down there, there's a swamp right here. I planted a straight line from that swamp, the tip of that swamp to this swamp. So that'll square off this field a little bit more. Over here is tough ground, usually. Down there is tough too, but it's not as tough as this stuff. So I'm hoping that by having the alfalfa and grass out here I'm planning on 4 to 5 years. That should really help the soil health. And then I can plow it up. I'll probably grow a crop on it 1 or 2 years and then replant it to alfalfa. But we'll see when we get to that point, because you know, I guess it wasn't terribly expensive to plant this hay, but it wasn't cheap. The stuff down the road, actually, let's go take a look at that stuff. So here's hayfield number 2 that we planted. This is going to be, we had power dug in, they ran across here and went down yonder, but this is going to eventually be pasture. So we planted a little heavier grass and a little lighter alfalfa, and it looks nice, looks really nice. Neighbor's coming up the tractor. So this one, as you can see, much more even, much more evenly planted, much more evenly growing. Seems like the grass is kind of struggling in spots, but oh well. You can see it got a little thin in some spots. This is my, ooh, look at these beans. Oh, the alfalfa grows okay through those. So this is all leftover seed I had from this year. I just spread out. There's a big ditch that runs down there. I wanted to spread it across, so it was just in case the hay didn't grow right away and we got a heavy rain, it didn't wash everything down away. But I'm pretty excited to have this into grass. Got a little wide there. Jesus, the guy running the tractor wasn't doing his job. That was me. That was on me. I was struggling. I was riding the struggle bus that day. Oh my Lord, that was so, and then, yeah, see, this is what I ran into. I tried figuring out the width of the drill just by measuring it, and I got out here and I planted and I set the auto steer and I went, and this is what I ended up with. Got a little wide. Oh well, it'll be fine. I think. It'll be okay. But yeah, this'll be nice. Nice piece of hay. So this I planted the same thing. I planted Timothy orchard grass and alfalfa. I tend to cater the hay to the horse market, so I like grassier hay for that. We do most of our first and second cutting makes fantastic horse hay. The third cutting, there's a lot more alfalfa, but it is what it is. I don't know why here, but there's spots where there's not much grass at all, and then there's spots where the grass is just thick. I don't know what happened. It's weird. I wasn't a fan of that drill. I mean, it was cool. I was not a fan. Good idea. Cool concept. Just wasn't a mega fan. I think I'm gonna try using my press drill next time I plant hay. Just mix everything in the box and plant it. Should be fine, right? Right? We're gonna say right. Ooh! I don't know what that is, but it don't look very old, which is mildly concerning. Like there's still paint on it, so where'd it come from? Cultivator, maybe? I don't know, that's concerning. Oh well. Alright. Well, anyway, I'm gonna try and record a little more consistently here. Or be more consistent, I should say. It got too tough to try and keep up with everything. But soybean harvest is coming up fast, and then we dive into fall fertilization and chisel plowing. So I'm gonna head into Manoman and grab the chisels I just spoke for on the phone. Just like I just about forgot to do. Because yeah, see, look at those beans. Yeah, they're coming along. I'm gonna guess, oh, it seems like once a bean dies, it dies fast. They're healthy, there's good moisture in the ground on bean fields, so I am going to guess we will be stabbing into those in 2 weeks. I'm gonna guess 2 weeks. Got a horse show to go to, I guess, in a week and a half, so 2 weeks. 2 weeks, like these just started turning the other day. But I planted an 06 Pioneer and an 08 Pioneer, and they both look about the same. Well, no, the 08's a little greener. So, I mean, I put fungicide on all of them, so I'm probably going to be a little bit behind most people around here anyway. Or unless I fungicided them wrong, who knows. But those were my two 06 fields, which I, just looking at right now, I can tell you right now I'm going to plant those again. Actually, I went to a Pioneer plant day, and they came out with a new bean. I think I'm going to grow that one. It's an 06 Z90, I think. Here's the 08s. They're greener. A little more green. Really, the only spots that are dying are the spots that got hit with Liberty twice. My bad. Grandpa's been mowing ditches though, and it looks beautiful. told him he's got to be careful because otherwise the county's going to call and ask for their ditches to be hired done. Or hire him to do their ditches. I'm intending on spreading all of my soybean fertilizer this fall. That's just mez and potash. I've talked about both of those before. The potash, it's called Pegasus. It's, I believe, 0062 is the analysis, and then mez is 1240-010-1. And I've talked about what that is before. But getting those micronutrients in the ground prior to freeze up, I think, is very important. I think it just works better. I think it's more available to the plant. I think it's a good idea to put fertilizer out in the fall. Then in the spring you work the ground and you go out there and you plant it. And you don't have to worry about fertilizer spreader showing up like I did this spring with some of my wheat. I mean, in all honesty, that wheat was the best protein I had, but still. Shoot, I gotta write another check. Oh, bills are coming hot and heavy. We're gonna see where the day takes us because I don't know what I'm gonna do now. It's about 3:40. I'm off the clock at 4:30. That's when I stop working. So we're just gonna see where the day takes us. I would like to get the chopper put back together on my combine because I dropped it or moved it ahead to drop the straw. So I'd like to put that together and put the belt back on. And I'd like to unbolt my header, and I'd like to flip all the chisels on the chisel plow and put those new ones on the back. But we'll see if all of that happens. A decent amount of money later, I'm back. I think my wife will be mad at me. I don't think so. I don't think so. She bought a new horse. I didn't think we're good. But I got my chisels and my bolts. Said I wasn't gonna buy bolts from there anymore because they tend to be on this bendy side. Oh. Well, that's, you know what? That wasn't so bad. Huh. Huh. $1.70 a bolt. $20 for those chisel points. Wow. That's crazy. That's a lot of money. But they're double-sided. You get twice the use of them. I don't know. I haven't used them before. We're going to find out if we like them or not. I hope they work well. I really do. I was talking to an older farmer. They're just 2-inch points. They're double-sided, 2-inch, 16-inch long points. And I was talking to a farmer that I was doing a claim for, and he's like, he said, I put all points, just those 2-inch points on my chisel plow, and he said, I went out and I did it. He said, I'd never been more frustrated with how a chisel plowing job looked. I came back in the spring, and it was the best working, best looking dirt. He said it wasn't lumpy, it wasn't cloddy, it was nice. He thought that the one advantage of them was you could go a little bit deeper with them. So I'm gonna flip the beaver tails that I have on my chisel plow. I'm gonna give those a flip because the one end of them is worn enough. We might as well start new. It's got to go across all 500 and some odd acres this year. So, oh, he's cutting hay. Looks like my tractor. But we're gonna throw these on the back row, and we're gonna run the beaver tails on the other 13 shanks, and we're gonna see what it does. The worst it can do is not work. I wasn't not impressed with what the beaver tails did last year. As far as soybean stubble and wheat stubble went, they were a little light in the wheat stubble. They had a tendency to not, I don't know, you know, there's just enough residue there that, I mean, don't get me wrong, I probably shouldn't have been working the ground in the snow either. My fault, 100%, but I did, and I probably shouldn't have worked it as light as I did, but I did. So we're gonna learn this year. We're gonna see if we like it or not. I'm hopeful. works out well. I know what Grandpa's gonna say about these. He wanted me to go back to the 3-inch twisted shovels. Those are okay. If I were gonna do corn, I would do twist shovels, but I'm not doing corn yet. Oh, there's Sheba. I'm just at a neighbor's house. I'll catch up with you. Alright, just leaving. I saw a neighbor's shed was open, so I thought I'd stop and see if he was around and just talk a little bit, but he was not. So, let's head back to the farm. A lot of field work going on, a lot of ditching. That's something I feel like I could benefit from as a scraper. I don't know. Those are some green beans. Little, I don't know, it seems a little late here for beans to be that green, but hopefully they all turn out, make my job easier this fall. Okay, I'll see you at the farm. Okay, I decided to stop at this field here. I refer to this one as Twin Valley North, mainly because when I was a kid, my dad started farming this. This was always like the Twin Valley farm, or out east, we called it a lot. So these are the first two fields I rented, this one and the one across the way, and we call this one Twin Valley North and we call that one Twin Valley South. I'm sure you could imagine why and how awfully creative that was. I think I needed something to call it, and I just threw it out there off the top of my head. So I came up with Twin Valley North and Twin Valley South. We now own that field, of course, but I think, I don't get this. This is weird. I've never seen this before. I think that might be, yeah, I think it's Phytophthora root rot. I've never had that before. That's interesting. Huh. I've never had that before. This bean has a really good Phytophthora score too. But it's weird because they're dead right now. They shouldn't be. There's a soybean. Otherwise these look really good, but that's concerning. I've never seen that before. Especially down here. You don't usually have that problem, but I suppose with how wet it has been this year, it's kind of hard not to have some level of problem. I don't know what that is, but this is what we're working with. Pods are filled down to the ground. What do we got here? Huh, that's a nice plant right there. I'm gonna pull a plant here, just a random one. Look at that root system. I'm not sure what that yellow crap is, but I don't like it. Okay, so let's count some pods here. I always start with the branches, so that one's obviously not viable, and I only count viable. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25 viable pods. I'm gonna avoid me sneezing because Kayla used that against me last time. So 20, I think I said, did I say 24, 25? You know what I said. But that amount of viable pods, these are planted about 160,000, 170,000. It'll be a good crop. It'll be decent. I'm gonna guess 50, give or take, which for this year, I'll be really happy with. I'm gonna go into the shop here and see what I can do. I'm really thinking pull the combine out, get my four-wheel drive out and hook that onto the chisel plow and get the chisel plow ready. Then I can pull the combine out and start getting that ready for beans. There's nothing much you have to do to it. It does need to be blown off. The header needs to be unbolted so it's in flex position again. I need to crack the accumulator. I need to put the straw chopper back. I mean, there's probably a good 2 hours worth of stuff that I need to do to it. It's just gotta get done. So yeah, that's what we're gonna be doing the rest of the evenings this week. Working on getting ready for beans. Gotta empty the grain cart completely of the wheat that's in there. That grain cart doesn't empty all the way just by running it. So yeah, see you in a jiffy. We're doing it! I put my new chisels on the back row and I'm out here. I'm just gonna go around the edge of each field until it either gets dark or I run out of fields, I guess. But the ground is very, very hard. Like, I'm kind of surprised. It's pulling like a brick, an absolute brick. So I went out there and I checked, and it's not overly dry, but it's just hard. Wow. I think all the wheat stubble may have to be worked twice. Oh, hopefully I don't get stuck here. But I mean, she's in the ground too. I could take it out another notch. I actually put it down a notch. But I think, if I'm thinking right, last fall what happened was I ran basically 24 hours a day, and it took me about 3 days to get all the chisel plowing done. And I think Grandpa ran the chisel plow the last day that I chisel plowed, and I didn't touch it, but he put it down a couple notches. Thought it needed to go deeper, I guess. So that's where we started, and it was, I don't know, that's where we're at right now, and it's pulling hard. It'll be okay, but a little harder than I would like. But it'll be what it'll be. The tractor's not overheating, and it's just kind of rough. I can definitely feel it back there. But anyway, we're chisel plowing. I'm not going to do all the fields. I was hoping to have fertilizer spread on them first, but we'll see. I think if I don't get my soil test back by the end of the week, I probably will start chisel plowing next week. And just start going. And if whatever gets chisel plowed, they'll have to spread on top of it. I'll just have to work it twice. Or if it gets worked, I'll just wait and have them spread fertilizer later. Because I would like to spread my wheat fertilizer. I might just chisel plow it all. We'll see. We'll see. Rough. But I think the volunteer wheat is really coming back. I've got a lot of, sorry, I'm not wearing a hat. I look bald. I look old. I look different. But the volunteer wheat is coming back. The pigweeds are growing. The water hemp is growing. I'm gonna work the wheat ground twice this year regardless, I think. Whether it gets twice with a chisel plow or once with the chisel and once with the cultivator. It's just gonna have to be worked twice. It's very hard. And I think that just stems from the year we had. You know, we had a lot of hard hard pounding rains, and I think that packed the ground down a lot tighter than anyone thought it would. So here we are, we're going. Boy, man. I'm gonna set up a time lapse for you. So like any typical farmer, I lied, and now I'm chisel plowing the field. I said I'm just gonna go do the edges of all the fields and call her good for now, and here I am. I'm thinking right now I'm happy about this. I'm glad I'm doing this because the ground is very hard. I am gonna do a test plot out there somewhere. I'm going to leave it alone probably an acre or two, and I'm going to just leave the stubble. Well, that's a change of scenery. It's dark now, but anyway, I'm gonna end the video right there. Thanks for watching. I'm gonna try and be more consistent. I'll probably record some more tomorrow night. I can't find my batteries though. I don't know where they could have gone. I'll have to text Kayla and see if they're at home. And by at home, I mean International Falls. So, luckily I have a charger for this camera in here. That works fine. But, I'm just going to keep going back and forth. So, I will see you in the next one. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and have a wonderful night.